The instruments needed are your pattern paper, your different curve rulers, scissors, a pen, your tape measure, cut your pattern paper to the size required. Mark out the side and you can label that the center front, and also mark out your guideline at the top. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to mark my guideline point A and B. Measure and mark out half of your shoulder length and mark on the guideline, and I'm going to label this point C. You only need to draw a line like about 2 inches. Although I've gone further down, you don't have to do this. From the beginning of the guideline, you need to go in 2.5 inches and mark it. I'm marking this point D. On the point C line, you go in 1 3/4 inches and mark it point A, and then join the points D and E, and this will form your shoulder slope. Go down on point D 3 inches and square off. From the end of the right angle, go in 1/4 inch. From the middle, that's the 45 degrees, you go up 1 inch, and from the top, which is the point D, you go in 1/4 inch, and use your curved ruler to join all these 3 points, and this forms like the temporary this neck hole for the small size. This pattern that I'm doing is for a medium size, so I've got to adjust the neckline. I go out 1/4 inch on all 3 points and then draw a new neckline. If you happen to be a large size, then you make the adjustment 1/2 inch, and if you're larger, you increase the adjustment by 1/4 inch.
Measure down 8 inches. Mark it.
Go down 9 inches from point C and mark and square to the side, and this becomes your bust line.
Measure 1/4.
Take 1/4 of your bust circumference and mark on the bust line.
Then
Add 1/2 inch for bust easing.
the center, the midway between the shoulder level and the bust line. Mark it.
Mark the midpoint between the shoulder line and the bust line, and this becomes your front chest level. Take half measurement of your front chest and mark this on this line. Using a curved ruler, join these 3 points to form the armhole curve.
Go down 2 1/3.
From the end of the armhole curve, go down 2 3/4 inches. This point becomes the beginning of your darts, your side darts, and then you go down a further 1 inch and take the midpoint between these 2 points, and that becomes your side dart.
Mark the center of the shoulder. Mark the center of the shoulder. Which is that?
From your shoulder line, find the midpoint and measure your bust tip and mark, and also from that point get half the measurement of your bust distance and mark this. These 2 points need to intersect.
The distance of the bust. That's it. Then mark.
So you can adjust this point by moving 1/4 of an inch towards the left, and then join all 3 points on the dart to meet this point to form your side dart. Fold that at the midpoint by putting your finger at the tip and folding over. Measure and mark your front body measurement. and this becomes your waistline.
Get your waist measurement. Get 1/4 of your waist measurement.
Mark out a quarter of your waist measurement and add half an inch for easing at the side, and also half an inch for easing downwards. That's if your tummy is not flat. If your tummy is a bit bigger, you can add 1 inch downwards. Then use a curve ruler to join the points to the end, and also curve ruler to join the sides. I'm using the black marker to emphasize all the drawings because it's not very visible. Once you've double checked all your measurements, you're now ready to cut out your bodice pattern. Make sure that the dart is folded when you start cutting.